welcome to a review of Blast Charge in his Deluxe class, and he came out in the year 2000. And he is quite an interesting character. Now, for fun, there's Tahu next to the box. And dang, this is a kind of oversized box. And no, he is not doing box. I took the back off, and I kind of messed it up. Oh no. So you can see the back here has a big old spark, and has creepy Cheetor, and I paid $7 for this. Kind of says a lot. There's his transformation for all three of his modes, and it says Transformers on the side, very exciting. And up here we got his stats, which are a little lackluster, I'm gonna be honest. We also got some characters on the side here, different ones from what we saw before. And here's a closer look at the art and his bio. And why is he so stupid? His stats aren't even that good. Why is he so stupid but then super strong? How is he so strong? His arms are like microscopic. Tankor's arms are huge. And it says that he's the second strongest next to Tankor. I do not understand, but you gotta love Blast Charge. Alright, so, here's the plastic. There you can see he's a difficult figure to transform, apparently. Or almost difficult. And he just pulls right out. That's enough of that. We don't need to review the box for the whole video. Oh, and because everyone's interested, here are the Bendies that came with it. Now, here he is. He's actually kind of hard to get out because he's in there, like, really tightly. That's a word, tightly. And the missiles kind of are weird. Some of them are hard to get out. Some of them just flop around. It's weird. But I'm not critiquing the box. I'm just saying, odd. And you just gotta kind of yank him out. Let's see. Okay. Come on. Come on. There we go. Now then, he's kind of messed up, which is unfortunate, so let's do a magical jump cut. One of the first ones ever. There, those are my very exciting jump cut noises. And he goes up to Tahu's knees like almost every Deluxe figure. Because they're Deluxe, they're the same size class. It just makes sense. And this guy came out in the 2000s, so he has a crazy paint job. He has this huge chrome piece that's like orange camo. And you can see there's actually some nice transparent green, dark green, and his spark crystal is in his grill, which I actually forgot about. It's so hard to see it. It's just a dark green Viacom symbol. At least I think it's dark green. I can't even tell. This always happens on Beast Machine's toys. There's so many weird details and gimmicks, I start to forget about them all. It's almost impossible to see it. I don't know why they put it down there. And there's no way I know of taking this chrome piece off without causing some serious damage or unscrewing. You gotta be careful dealing with this chrome. It scratches, peels very easily. And I know this sounds sissy, but unscrewing it would mess up the chrome. I don't make the rules, I just enforce them and then sometimes break them when I feel like it. And you can see the rest of his body is kind of like this light burnt orange, I guess is how I would describe it. And it's also camo, kind of. And the wheels are very odd. He has different tires for almost every wheel. And, why? I do not know. His arms might be here. I have not figured it out. Tell me in the comments what you guys think, if these are his arms or not. And, yeah. As you can see, his back wheels are, suspended, but in the wrong way. Why? I don't know. I'll probably be saying that throughout this whole entire video. There's a knob on the back to turn the turret, which I do know why they put that in. It spins, but the vertical motion of the turret has like no friction, so when you move it, it just falls, and it's kind of weird. It's also painted black on the bottom. You can fire it just by hitting this button. So, I don't know, it kind of looks like... It's kind of cool because it looks like the rocket's, like, burnt the missile launcher. But on the other hand, it's kind of weird. I don't know, because it's, like, some of the only black on the figure. And, he has these weird missiles that are not that weird. They're just red. And, there's one weird thing about them. At least on mine, they're different colors. They're, like... totally different colors. This one's orange and the other ones are red and more transparent. I don't know. Well, translucent. Again, I do not know. Beast Machines is just like whatever they felt like doing, they did it. And here's another action feature. You press on this little engine block, that happens so you can look around. Ain't that exciting? You can push it back and then hit it again. You can even look up. So I guess that's kind of cool to make him like all-terrain. But yeah. And it's also required for transformation. It's just interesting. Well, that sucked. Now, his vehicle mode is probably the worst part of the figure. I'm like, I don't know, it's fine. But, I don't know, his robot mode is like so ridiculous that I love it. And I'm very happy and anxious to talk about it. Okay, so to transform him, you hit the button. Then you flip these wheels forward. And we're actually putting him in his secondary mode, not his robot mode. I don't even know what it's called. And you guessed it, it's weird. It's basically a work mode. Okay, so straighten these wheels out. Then you're going to want to twist this whole thing all the way around, like so. And you want to disconnect these two back wheels. And they can kind of go both ways. There's only a connector on one side. But for the first, like, couple months I had this figure, I didn't even notice that. And it didn't make that much of a difference. I don't know. Okay, then you want to straighten these out. Then you want to fix a thing off screen as part of the transformation. And, okay, where do we go from here? I guess we'll start with the arms. Okay, now, these are arms. I'm sorry, I lied. Okay, so we're going to want to move these legs down to there. Okay, nice and out of the way. Boop. Then we can just flip the head up, or this assembly. Well, we'll flip the arms out first. Very simple, they just flip out, and there are his very strong arms. You want to rotate the turret upwards, and wait, his head was there? Oh my gosh. Now you just want to rotate his head. Interesting. He kind of sort of has a exposed head syndrome. Okay, now you want to twist this, flip his arms out a little bit more, just to get him out of the way. Now you want to take this whole big section and flip it all the way around. This is going to be his booty. You just want to plug it into place, and we're starting to see it come together. And we're almost done with his first mode. One thing that's interesting about this figure is he's so strange. You can really do anything you want with these legs, and will most of the time work out. Okay, you actually want to flip these back up to get into his wheel mode. Then you want to flip these back, and you just kind of want to find the right groove. That's all I can tell you. Just kind of push these back. Just kind of find a spot for him. And yep, he has a work mode. Ladies and gentlemen, he has a work mode. I believe it's called like a pursuit mode or something. I don't know. I just realized this is cracking like crazy. People warned me that these would chip easily. Beast Machine's chrome parts. Oh gosh, look at all that. I think it's chipping because I put it back in the box. Why did I do that? It's perfectly fine. Oh, that's painful. Okay, I'll try to be more careful with it from now on. And all you can see is he can roll. Nice. This isn't the blast charge mode that we all love so much. Okay, so I don't know why these joints are like super stiff, and it's like just this one spot. It's kind of frustrating. Okay, now you want to straighten everything out, push these back down, then you want to switch this down, and then you want to, okay, this is kind of weird, you can flip the wheel, and then flip that, plug it in. So you see what I did there? Flip that, and we're almost done. And you just want to get your nail on the wheel, flip his foot out, and then his wheel spur will be revealed. Just kind of give it a push there, flip the heel spur out, and we're done, folks. Blast charge. Incredible. Oh my gosh, more chrome just fell off. This is painful. And action feature, his legs are springy. Why do his legs have suspension? I don't know. And the missiles here are actually double use, so you can still place it back in the cannon, which is a look. You can still have all three in there, but you can actually put them in his hands and use them as little maces / clubs. They look more like, you know, Morningstar kind of mace thing to me. And yeah, he can beat up people with sticks. Look at that epic pose. So epic, right? Okay, yeah, that's pretty dumb. Not gonna lie, you can still fire this, obviously. Well, I guess it's not that obvious, because Beast Machines, and nothing is obvious in Beast Machines. Now, you can kind of do this one of two ways. This is the alternate way of his leg formation, but I don't know why you would do this. It makes his thighs fill out a little bit more. They look less like Technic beams, but it just makes him super tippy, and it makes his butt look even bigger. I don't know why you'd want to do this unless you're an Instagram star. I think it looks stupid. I much prefer having him in this configuration. I think it just looks way better. Okay, now let's look at some of this guy's quirks, because he has a lot of them. And as I mentioned before, his legs have suspension. They're very loud. It's kind of odd. I mean, like, what is the point of that? It's not even like that suspenseful. You see, he has a big cannon sticking out of his chest, unless you didn't notice that. And it can't really move like at all in this mode. You can kind of, if you take his head off, or if you flip it around, you can kind of get it to rotate. But really, it's not that helpful. I don't even know. You can give him a cannon head if you want. It's gonna be the next big thing on Roblox, cannon head. Okay, there actually is another stiff joint, and that is his neck. Rotating it is kind of frustrating. I'm nervous it's gonna break off at one point. And as you can see, his back is just kind of chrome. Yeah, kind of boring. He's like super thick, and his back is just chrome. It does kind of have this nice grill on top that's, you know, gray. But yeah, it's super weird. And it's also not a good thing to hold his back, because it's chrome, and it will rub off, and then that will make you very sad. Just taking this guy's profile for a minute, just sit there and appreciate it. Here's Tahu. I don't know. It's Tahu. I honestly kind of don't know what to say about this guy because he's so strange. All I can really say is he's weird. So I guess we'll look at articulation, maybe? It's kind of hard to get him to do anything, though. And we'll take a closer look at his head. It's pretty interesting. Kind of got some, like, Darth Vader vibes. I really like it. He doesn't have any light piping, though. But it's probably one of the better looking parts of the figure, at least in my mind. And that's basically it for neck articulation. He doesn't really have any. He also has this green arrow pointing to his crotch. And it's a asymmetrical arrow at that. It's kind of pointless. And some of the only green on him, it's the only, like, lime green. So I don't really know why it's there. Maybe it's to signify that he's bouncy. Okay, kind of went off the rails there. So yeah, he actually can look up and look down. That's as far as it can go. And can rotate a little. And then his little back wheels can move, because of course they can. So I guess you can tuck him away if you want to make his butt look even bigger. I guess some people might think that looks more clean. I personally like having the wheels up here, and it kind of reminds me of Long Haul from the modern Transformer movies. And you know, ball joint for the shoulder, pretty standard stuff. You can go in and out. He can T-pose on you pretty well. His elbow can do like that. Pretty interesting. And his elbow is kind of weird. Doesn't really have a weenus or anything. Weenus is a body part, yes. His thighs can rotate almost all the way around. They can go out pretty well. And if you want, you can rotate. I just broke his arm off. Not broke it off, thank God. I just kind of ripped it off on accident. His leg can do that if you want. Guess why not? And then he kind of has a knee, I guess. And then he kind of has another knee, I guess. I don't know. Like, I have never used them for posing. If someone can pose this guy by using one of his two knees, you're like a god tier poser. His leg is super loose, or his foot, the one that's a wheel, is super loose. What a surprise. His toes are fine. They don't have, like, any friction. They just kind of snap into place. And they're not very helpful. They're really just goofy hubcaps. You know, I'm going to try and put him in a cool pose. Let me get his missiles. Gotta make sure I get the right colored ones, you know? I like to put the most orangey one in the middle, and then red. Let's see if we can get him into a dynamic-ish pose. Something like this, maybe. One leg flipped out, one leg flipped in. Let's see. That's a pose, alright. It's okay. I could do better. But, he's a weird figure, yeah. And I may or may not be posing him for a thumbnail? Question mark. And, we're almost done here. So, Deluxe Class 2000 equals $15, which is kind of what we pay now. So, yeah, I would say it's worth getting him. I love this figure, honestly. He's so weird. Not really the best figure. Like, you know those movies that are like so bad they're good? He's kind of like that, no offense to him. He is kind of a fun toy. Like, if I had him when I was a kid, I would have definitely enjoyed playing with him. Probably would have been one of my favorites. He has kind of a quirky head, and I can see some personality in there, even though he's, like, really stupid. And most of his features work really well. They're pretty simple, but a lot of Beast Machine toys can't say that, and they just end up breaking themselves. It's kind of sad. And I actually want to see something real quick. I forgot to show this off, because it's kind of tricky. If you flip this back, he can now not have a big cannon coming out of his face. And it kind of gives him more neck articulation. He can look down. What a privileged man. I would argue that looks more cooler. And see, look at that. You kind of almost turn him into a spaceship like that. But yeah, you can definitely come up with some extra modes for him, because it's just so random, and he has a lot of very strange, like, rotating parts that are used for transformation, but you could definitely improve on them. So yeah, I would say you should get him. Normally he is not $15, he is like $7. I bought him in box for $7, brand new in box. So yeah, there's not a lot of love for this man, and he's not very sought after, but there is a lot of them, so he's pretty cheap. And he is very unique. He does not really borrow his transformation from anyone, which a lot of figures cannot say. So that's a bonus. But nonetheless, I love this figure. It's so weird, man. I dare people to count how many times I said weird. It's weird. He's weird. Man, pegging these in is like really annoying. There we go. So, yeah. I do actually have another story. While I was filming this, you might be able to hear it in the background. There was this very ominous knocking throughout my whole review. It sounded like it was coming from inside my closet, and it was making me very nervous. And, you know, it was very repetitive and consistent until I turned the lights off as soon as I was done with this video. As soon as I turned them off, a bunch of my toys fell over, a bunch of my figures at least, and it kind of scared me. And then I turned all the lights on, and nothing happened, and may or may not have slept with the big boy light. I know, kind of sad, but it was kind of a freaky moment, honestly. But I did film this video very late at night, and that's kind of why my voiceover is a little weird, because it's very, very late at night, and it's just a weird review for a weird figure, weird episode. Maybe I'll distort the intro or something, but that's all I have to say, so peace